wish it could be under happier circumstances.
No question about that. Non-title matchup, we mentioned earlier, every champion in TNA will be in action on this Thursday Night Impact broadcast. We've already seen the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Abyss, this non-title matchup with Daniels and Petey Williams. And you know what? I was just so upset and shook up earlier. I'm not even sure if I was able to explain our main event matchup properly, but it's going to be the Latin American Exchange against America's Most Wanted. Yes, the NWA World Tag Team titles are at stake, but there's even more.
That's right. If America's Most Wanted loses, they can never become a tag team again. They have to disband, and as a special added attraction, Conan is going to be in a cage at ringside so we can't interfere. But right now, look at this action between two of the great members of the X Division, Petey Williams, the Canadian Destroyer, and Christopher Daniels, who is a tremendous athlete in his own right, the current champion.
We have been so impressed with the athletic ability of Petey Williams for the past couple of years. But boy, his stature as a man grew so much when he was able to stand up to Conan in the Latin American Exchange.
Oh, wait a minute, pinning predicament here. Hurricane Ronnie rolled through, and Petey Williams putting the pressure on Daniels. I'll tell you, Petey Williams stood up to some guys it's not very easy to stand up to. LAX are thugs 24/7, 365, but Petey Williams proved he was his own man.
We've not been surprised in the past couple of weeks by Chris Sabin's lack of respect to the X Division pioneer Jerry Lynn. But I have to admit, I was shocked Sunday at Turning Point when the fallen angel Christopher Daniels had a little bit of an altercation with Mr. Lynn that we witnessed earlier.
Oh, wait a minute. Change of momentum there. You know, I got to admit, the emotions are running high in all the divisions when everybody's trying for championships. There's a lot of guys trying for a few spots on top. The cream will rise to the top, and sometimes, I don't know whether Daniels meant disrespect or whether he just got carried away. Speaking of getting carried away, those fighting, feuding baseball players that I got in the middle of, they got carried away too.
Oh, you're not kidding. Boy, you talk about a hot media story nationally, locally in St. Louis, as well as Chicago, detailing what went down at Turning Point involving World Series MVP David Eckstein and A.J. Przinsky and Dale Torborg from the Chicago White Sox.
I'm still feeling that one in my bones. We've been fielding requests for videotape left and right. Wait a minute. Daniels going for a cover here.
Pin attempt, gets just a 2 count from referee Andrew Thomas.
Daniels now putting the pressure on Williams. This is a seesaw match, as the X Division matches usually are, because these guys are in such tremendous cardiovascular condition.
I want to remind you, at the holiday season, one place to check out for all the great Christmas gift stocking stuffers as well. That's our website, TNAWrestling.com. Great t-shirts, DVDs, so much more. Petey Williams back on the offensive. Going to spring off the ropes. Daniels catches him right in mid-move and just slammed him right down to the mat.
Daniel, that'll stuff your stocking. Wait a minute, split leg moonsault. He's going for it. Oh, no. Williams raised those knees, and that's the way to counter that one, Mike.
Absolutely. Just going to mention, perfect counter by Petey Williams. Able to block that moonsault, then comes in and catches him again with both knees right into the chest.
Whoa. Wait, hey, hold on, Sabin.
Speaking of Chris Sabin, he just picked up Daniels' X Division title belt off the broadcast table, and Jerry Lynn just flew right by us, taking it right out of his hands.
And now Sabin's bailing. He's headed for higher ground. But Jerry Lynn's standing there with that X Division, and Daniels never saw Sabin.
That's the key.
He only saw Jerry Lynn. It's a Gary. He cooked him.
You're right. Daniels never saw the part of the equation where Chris Sabin brought the belt in.
Roll up here. He got it.
Do you believe that?
He gets a non-title victory. I'm not sure the referee was confused, as we all were, at the situation there. Daniels never saw Sabin in the ring. He only saw Jerry Lynn holding his own X Division championship belt. Sabin had already headed for
Kurt Angle on the opposite sides in a tag match. Here's the history between AMW and LAX.
Tonight, you're going to hear the Mexican national anthem. You're going to stand up and you're going to pay attention and salute to a flag that stands for honor, dignity, and respect.
The Wildcat goes up top and he's got the American flag.
Oh, score crack! Wait a minute! He smacked him with the bottle. It looked like Wildcat got in his eye. There's nobody to stop Hernandez right here.
And now Hernandez is going to hang the Mexican flag.
Oh, he's done it.
They did it.
He won. He quit. He quit like he always does. He's not harassing us. He let me down. He let America down. That's a disgrace to have that Mexican national anthem playing in TNA in America. You know what? Christopher Harris, you have till Thursday on Impact to apologize to me and every single American out there that had to put up with that crap.
it's all on the line as America's Most Wanted, about to put up their legacy as the greatest tag team in TNA wrestling history for one last shot at LAX in the World Tag Team Championship.
Sunday night was probably one of the worst, most embarrassing nights of our lives. We let a lot of people down. It was such a horrible feeling to see that Mexican flag raised and hearing that national anthem. But what was worse than that is having my integrity questioned by my own partner. But we're past that now. We're past that because Storm and I finally had that heart-to-heart that we've been needing to have for a long time. So the bottom line is that we stand here as a unit. Me and my brother, we stand here as a team united. And tonight, there is nothing, one eye or not, there is nothing that is going to keep him and I from taking out LAX and getting our gold back.
That's what I like to hear. That's the Wildcat I know. And you know me. You know I don't apologize, and I don't never say I'm sorry. But I did it to you, and I did it to you. And I'll do it to each and every American out there who had to sit there and watch that Mexican flag be raised. LAX, we are one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history. The only way we're disbanding is over my dead body. Let's go get our titles back.
All right, it's up next, the World Tag Team Title Match here on Impact.
He cannot interfere in this contest. He's been neutralized. But so far, the momentum has changed since right after the commercial break. Now, LAX on the offensive. Harris is in there. And Harris, you got to think with that eye patch on, his depth perception is affected. Also, his peripheral vision. My God, look at the power of Hernandez and Homicide going to the air.
You know, I figured with Conan taken out of the equation, it might hurt their game plan or their strategy. But what I've been seeing is the Latin American exchange. They're always cutting off on the blind eye side of Harris.
Wait a minute. He got the tag, but no, the referee didn't see it. The referee was distracted with Hernandez. Referee did not see that tag. But Storm, nobody can stop him.
Oh, man, is he on fire. Drilled him in the back of the head. He shoves the senior official out of the way. Storm drop kick for Big Hernandez has him rocking.
Well, I tell you, look at Storm trying to take this big tree down. He's like, and there's the lumberjack kick. He did it. He chopped him right down, but the referee doesn't realize that Storm made that tag. And he's ordering James Storm out of the ring. Chris Harris, with one eye, has been beaten and pummeled and pounded. Gail Kim tried to beg and plead. Conan screaming over here at the announcer's desk at us and everybody in sight.
Yeah, check that out. Gail Kim even trying to instruct the Wildcat, Chris Harris, to get that tag in. Oh, but Homicide hooks him by the leg and brings him back over to their side of the six-sided ring.
Harris had gone to the wrong corner. Wait, there's Storm. Storm's got a beer bottle. Storm drawing back at Homicide, who gets out of the way. Storm has that beer bottle trying to even things up. The referee's going to have to make some kind of... Because I don't care whether it was called for or not. You can't just bring a beer bottle in the ring. And what? Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, my God.
He just busted his own partner, Chris Harris, right in the face. And there's glass everywhere.
He took the beer bottle. That's his own partner.
I am not believing what I'm seeing. Gail Kim with a look of shock and astonishment written across her face. My God, he didn't catch it over the head. He caught it right in the face, Mike.
The entire Impact Zone is shocked by what's happened.
Come on.
Homicide in. Oh, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners and still NWA World Tag Team Champions, the Latin American Exchange.
They not only retained the tag title, AMW forced to disband. We are back on Thursday Night Impact. Now let's revisit what just went down in the NWA World Tag Team Title matchup involving LAX and AMW.
Oh, you can see right there the glass shattering everywhere as James Storm turns on his own partner and friend, Chris Harris, smashing him, cutting him with that bottle, and allowing LAX to get the victory. The AMW tag team is obviously a moot point at this time, but Petey Williams up in James Storm's face. Williams very upset at what went down in the back in the locker room area as well as out here in the arena.
Look at how aggressive Petey Williams is.
They've been considered by many the greatest tag team of the decade. Wildcat Chris Harris, Cowboy James Storm. Together, they were known as America's Most Wanted. Since TNA's inception, AMW held the prestigious NWA World Tag Team titles an unprecedented 6 times. Their in-ring wars have been legendary. Their epic battles inside the 6 sides of steel earned them the reputation as the bloody masters of this hellish domain. But great success often breeds great ego, great envy, and grave misunderstanding. AMW, America's greatest tag team, is a team no more.
James Storm, I have to admit, after seeing what you did last week on Impact to your partner Chris Harris, well, I was shocked. I know the fans were surprised. I know I talked to some of the wrestlers.
I don't care who was shocked, Mike. Okay, you want a story? I'll give it to you in a short version, okay? 6-time NWA World Tag Team Champions.
True.
Numerous occasions Tag Team of the Year. We was on top of the world. America's Most Wanted. There's 2 guys in that tag team, Mike. James Storm and Chris Harris. Chris Harris always thinks for himself. I am a champion. I'm a survivor. Chris Harris, on the other hand, was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Everything was given to him, Mike. He always thinks for himself. All he is a prima donna drama queen.
James, don't you feel any remorse at all? Don't you feel sorry in the least for what you did to Chris?
Sorry? I don't feel sorry at all, Mike, okay? Because it ain't over. America's Most Wanted is not over.
What do you mean? I mean, AMW is their history as far as I'm concerned.
History? History? It's not over, Mike. Listen to me. It's not over until I look Chris Harris in the eye. Get it? In the eye? And tell him what I think about him. But over? This interview's over.
You know, Don, when it comes to the Wildcat Chris Harris, James Storm is pretty quick to point the finger of blame, isn't he?
You know, this team has been so great for almost 5 years, but Mike, in the last 5 years, we saw this, and in the last year, we've seen this kind of start to happen, but I never, ever thought it would end like this. Those two, there's no love lost between Saban and Daniels.
You will recall last week on Impact, Christian Cage, dressed as a member of TNA security, used a nightstick to attack Sting. What a call by Jim Cornette of TNA management. He says, let's put the World Heavyweight Champion Abyss. Let's put Christian Cage and Sting in a 3-way nightstick on a pole match. That's coming up in this Impact broadcast, and Cornette's already admitted that matchup is going to go a long way in determining who he picks to face Abyss when the NWA World's title is on the line. That's going to be at Final Resolution, Sunday, January the 14th. It's TNA's first pay-per-view of 2007.
Wow, Petey Williams, great drop kick. He gets the tag in there to the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, and now James Storm. I mean, here's another guy that has totally snapped. A guy that, when I think of him, he's synonymous with America's Most Wanted. He's synonymous with the greatest tag team in TNA history. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, that is no more. I don't see how they can ever get back together when I picture him slamming that beer bottle into the face of Chris Harris.
I mean, think of it. 4.5 years. It's been the consensus opinion of myself. It's been your opinion. I think it's been anyone who's been watching TNA. America's Most Wanted, the most dominant tag team since TNA arrived on the scene, but that is no more. The Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm, the shot with the beer bottle that we just witnessed a couple of minutes ago. Problems with the Wildcat Chris Harris, and Chris Harris is on the shelf. What a kick by Daniels. That one connected. Storm down. X Division champ on fire. High hip toss takeover for Saban.
Wow, look at another one right there. Christopher Daniels just showing why he's the X Division champion, and here's a guy I think that feels through all of this that maybe he's even getting a little disrespected since he's seen everything going on. A great chance for him to showcase his talent again, but now that young, cocky, arrogant kid, Chris Saban, somebody with more ability than most people will ever have in the ring, but it just irks you the way he conducts his business.
Multi-time X Division champion. Don was most recently at Bound for Glory in his home area, Detroit, Michigan, when Saban regained that X Division title, that belt that now is in possession of the man that he just drilled with that kick in the back of the head, Christopher Daniels.
Oh, just the way he shoots off of there and hits it. I mean, he's just got so much God-given ability. This little short right there is, as Christopher Daniels able to get that shoulder up and then comes right back with the blows right to the gut. That's just what Chris Harris is all about. I mean, Christopher Daniels, is all about. Just no stopping him as he just comes right at you.
Perfectly placed kick right into the midsection. Now, going to take, Daniels up to his shoulder. Perfect counter that time by Daniels. Then goes tilt-a-whirl backbreaker across the knee.
Beautiful backbreaker right there by the Fallen Angel, the X Division champion. And you can see Chris Sabin, the breath knocked out of him. And that's what it does. It literally knocks the air out of you. And he goes to get Storm. And Daniels gets Petey Williams.
Storm charges across from outside. Petey catches him with the shoulder block and then drives both knees right into Storm's chest. Spin kick takes down Sabin. Oh, Petey charges in again. Forearm shot. That rock Storm. Here comes what? A bulldog, and he just put Storm right on top of his partner Sabin.
I mean, it's so great to be able to root for Petey Williams. He's got, look at this. There it is. The side rush, the leg sweep, but he nails the back of the head right there of Jake Storm.
Could it be? Could it be that sick flip pile driver? The Canadian Destroyer? I think he was setting up for that move when Sabin came across and caught him with the enziguri out of nowhere. Whoa, what's Sabin going to do here? Got a steel chair that he's picked up.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Chris Sabin. This match, there's no call to bring a steel chair.
Oh, there's Jerry Lynn. The X Division pioneer Jerry Lynn in a tug of war. Now with the steel chair with Sabin, and Daniel's going to take advantage of that. Drive Sabin out to the arena floor.
I don't know if he realizes that Sabin had the chair and was going to use it on him, but no. Suicide dive right through by Daniels as he levels both Jerry Lynn and Chris Sabin. I don't know if that was his intention, but he takes them both out.
Here it is. Canadian Destroyer in the ring. Oh, Storm able to counter out of the Destroyer. And
man, he crushed him with the chair.
Referee never saw it.
Now he does.
Come on.
Oh, it's over.
Steel
No way.
chair to the head. Leads to a 1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Chris Sabin and Cowboy James Storm.
Oh, James Storm took advantage of the situation. Look out! Right out here in front of the broadcast position. That's Jerry Lynn from the TNA staff. He just took off his badge on, his employee badge, and threw it down.
He's taking his shirt off. He's handing up to these guys. And Jerry Lynn, the pioneer, comes right out. And he's giving him one shot after another. He's taking all that he's going to take.
Oh, check this out. It's the past, it's the present, and it's the future of TNA's X Division. Today, Jeremy Borash had the opportunity to talk with Gail Kim. Let's hear Gail's take on the problems with America's Most Wanted.
Gail Kim, you've been right by the side of America's Most Wanted for a year and a half. Yeah. Certainly it came to a head at Turning Point. What's that been like over the last 5 months?
It's been a roller coaster of emotions. When these problems started 5 months ago, we just dealt with them like a team, as a family, and we thought that all our troubles were behind us. And then 3 weeks ago, when Storm did that to Chris, I have no explanation.
America's Most Wanted has been the most decorated tag team in TNA wrestling history. For you now, as their manager, what's that been like to see that completely dissolve, to see that completely go by the wayside?
Go ahead. Keep on what you're doing. I'm just here for the view. You cozied in here. Listen to you talk behind my back.
I'm not talking behind your back.
Is that what you call it?
What is wrong with you, Storm?
What's wrong
What
with
has
me?
gotten into you lately? Can you please, I'm trying to explain to Jeremy what
Explain?
happened. Yes.
Let me explain something to you. Look around, Gail. TNA don't have a women's division. And the only two females I see around here is you and Hermie.
Well, thank you.
What's
What'd you
happening
say?
with you?
You shut your mouth before you get a beer bottle upside your face, all right?
Just listen to what you're saying.
Wait a minute.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Let me tell you something. You were brought in by me. There is no women's division here. Okay, what are you gonna do? Go back to Walmart? Go back to Taco Bell? Go back to your uncle's Golden Walk? Flip rice patties? You got 7 days.
I haven't discussed anything
My
with
patience.
Chris.
Discuss? Chris ain't coming back. 7 days, Gail. My patience is running thin with you, just like it did with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following six-man tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number 1 first, accompanied by Gail Kim from Nashville, Tennessee, Cowboy James Storm.
Well, it's evident that Gail Kim is reluctantly accompanying James Storm. You remember last week on Impact, Storm told Gail Kim she had 7 days to make a decision. Is it James Storm or is it Chris Harris?
Well, as we see right here, this was that vicious shot to the head that James Storm gives with that beer bottle right to Chris Harris, and you can see Gail Kim. What are you doing? She's screaming. She had to make a decision. Obviously, she wants to work, and she's right there with James Storm.
partner, the Wildcat Chris Harris, was done, that he wasn't coming back. Gail Kim might not have a choice to make because of that.
And their partner from Gainesville, Georgia, he is the phenomenal AJ Styles.
We can tell you over and over how AJ Styles' personality has changed, but these video clips will prove the point. It was last month on the Turning Point pay-per-view. Styles feigned a knee injury and tricked Rhino to get the 3 count. Then last month on Impact, AJ pulled the tights of the War Machine to get the 1, 2, 3. Last week, he blindsided Rhino and laid him out with a Styles clash.
When we come back, maybe we'll find out what this steel cage is all about.
And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents in this six-man tag team contest first from Montreal, Canada, Petey Williams.
The young man who got caught in the middle of the AMW disaster. One thing we know about Petey Williams, he stands up for his personal beliefs.
His tag team partner from the City of Angels, the X-Division champion, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
This Sunday at Final Resolution, the Fallen Angel to put the X-Division title on the line. It's a 3-way matchup. The opponents, Chris Sabin and Jerry Lynn. It truly is the past, present, and future of the X-Division.
And their partner from Detroit, Michigan, the War Machine,
And as we see Rhino charge the ring, I can't wait for this Sunday. Final Resolution as AJ Styles, Rhino, last man standing. But right now, it's just turned into entire mayhem in the middle of the ring.
You're not kidding. Opening bell for this 6-man tag team match. There's Daniels taking Storm, elevating him to the floor. X-Division champ, Fallen Angel. Oh, moonsault back, split-legged moonsault from the top down to the Impact Zone floor.
Man, look at those chops right there by Rhino and Chris Sabin. So many things happening this Sunday. I look at Chris Sabin and we look at Daniels, and I think about Chris Sabin, Christopher Daniels, and Jerry Lynn, the past, present, and future of the X-Division in a 3-way for the title.
And how about the War Machine, Rhino? He's going to get the phenomenal AJ Styles, and it's going to be a last man standing match.
Oh, that's going to be a war in itself. But don't forget, coming up later on this program, we're going to find out what it is, the favor that Jim Cornette's asking of Kurt Angle. And again, what is this cage that says reserved going to be used for?
I mean, what could Cornette have in mind for Angle? We know that Jim Cornette, as part of TNA management, has an awful lot of pull when it comes to the NWA World's Heavyweight title, and that was the carrot that he dangled for Angle earlier tonight.
And think about this, after Final Resolution, after the 30-minute Iron Man match, where's Kurt Angle going to go? Obviously, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, and the World Heavyweight Championship is going to be on their mind. And if Jim Cornette dangling that carrot, like you mentioned, of the championship to Kurt Angle, this just gets more interesting by the second.
Did you see Styles? Sabin tagged him in, and AJ immediately went for the pin. He thought he was going to get another quick 1, 2, 3 on Rhino.
I mean, think about what Rhino's gone through at the hands of AJ Styles. He was embarrassed at Turning Point. He bought into the knee injury. So I think about last week, or a couple weeks ago, when he was blindsided by AJ Styles. Every time he turns around, AJ Styles seems to have the upper hand. And again, as you see that headbutt by AJ Styles, he seems to know exactly where he wants to go with the War Machine.
Also want to point out this Sunday at Final Resolution, the NWA World Tag Team titles on the line. Pretty obvious. The Team 3D is ready to go to war. Great power move there by Rhino on Styles. And Team 3D, they're going to be in a war against the Latin American Exchange for the tag belts Sunday at Final Resolution.
Well, there you see the cage again with the reserve side. I'm just so intrigued to find out what that's all about. As AJ Styles, after that wicked spinebuster, gets the tag in, but look at the Fallen Angel. Look at the X-Division champ. He's just letting Storm, he's letting Sabin both have it. Oh, man, there's that judo-type move he does.
Swing and a miss that time with Sabin, going to elevate him up. Death Valley driver by the X-Division title holder, Fallen Angel on fire. Oh, look at Storm try and fight back, but he's immediately overpowered, and the Koji clutch submission hold is applied.
Will he tap out right here? As you can see, oh, Chris Sabin comes in and breaks it up just in time. Let's not forget also, we're going to find out about VKM at the Alamo. Will those guys accept the challenge? We'll find that out coming up later on this program.
Petey Williams, slingshot into the Hurricane Run on the floor on Sabin. Styles just clotheslined him right down to the floor.
I mean, think about all the titles that the people in this ring have held. Think about everything. All 6 of these guys. So much here at TNA, and all of them will be in Final Resolution this Sunday.
And there's that cocky Tennessee Cowboy James Storm, and we will hear from the Wildcat Chris Harris as well in this Thursday Night Impact broadcast.
Did you see that?
Out of nowhere!
Wow, that flying forearm right there by AJ just catches Rhino perfectly.
Yeah, but he turned his back on Daniels. That can't be a wise move. Now they're face to face.
These former partners no longer. Oh, look at that. AJ just set him up and puts the boot right to the gut.
Caught him unaware with the kick, but Daniels answers. Clothesline, back elbow, right into the throat. Elevation high with the back body drop.
You know, watching these two go at each other, it's so hard when you realize, hey, they were Tag Team of the Year in 2006, but that's no longer. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he tweaked the knee.
I mean, you got to ask yourself that question, though, Mike, as we see Christopher Daniels come in.
No,
he gets
no, not again.
2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Chris Sabin, Cowboy James Storm, and the phenomenal AJ Styles.
I think that Christopher Daniels looked at that with their history, Mike, that there's no way that AJ Styles would try to pull that on him.
Oh, you don't know this AJ Styles, Don.
As you see Rhino getting back into the ring, it's too late. As he realized that AJ able to do the same thing to Christopher Daniels that he did to him, and now Rhino looking at him and pointing at him.
To the back, JB with James Mitchell. Uh-oh, Rhino doesn't wait till Sunday. He doesn't want to wait till final. Speaking of tag teams, it was earlier today when we had a chance to hear what Chris Harris had to say about his former partner, James Storm, and his former team, America's Most Wanted.
Okay, Chris Harris, I know it's been a trying 4 weeks since Turning Point. First, let's bring everyone up to speed on how you are physically. How's the eye?
Basically, I have a risk of losing my vision. And as an athlete, first thing I think of is, will I even return to the ring? I don't know what the future is right now. I don't know if I'll ever be returning to the ring.
Obviously, the physicality has taken its toll, but how are you emotionally?
I can't believe that Storm did this. I just never thought that he would do something like this. You know, the truth is, man, I'm still hurt and confused over the whole thing. I don't even understand what's going through the guy's mind and why it even had to come to something like that. I mean, this was my brother, man. You know, this was not just a friend of mine. This was my brother. You know, I look back on the past 5 years. 5 years. I mean, him and I will never be able to look back on what America's Most Wanted has done together. We will never be able to look back together and look at the success that we've had and do it with a smile. I never wanted America's Most Wanted to end like this.